Good morning from Chessington, World of Adventures, where as we head into the summer, there's a lot going on here at the resort, with actually only around 2/3 of the park open. We do have some brand new things coming next year and the year after, which we're going to explore shortly, but it does beg the question, is Chessington worth visiting in 2025? Should we go find out? And indeed, one of those new areas coming to Chessington is Paw Patrol, and currently you can meet the pups down here at the mini stage. So they're sort of getting into Paw Patrol mode already. So despite us kind of moving into school trip season and there have been quite a few coaches in the car park this morning, it actually really doesn't look too bad here on resort at all. Quite quiet. The only kind of significant queue at the moment is Dragon's Fury on 25 minutes. That always seems to get a bit of a queue because of the throughput, but everything else looking all right. So I think I'm going to begin the day down in Jumanji, as is kind of par for the course. I'm taking a little bit of a detour just to show you all the construction work going on around here for the new Paw Patrol area. This obviously takes over a big chunk of Mexicana. Right, should we head into Jumanji and go and harass a Mandrill? He's sticking his tongue out at you, and Jimmy the giant jaguar welcomes us in. So I'm going to go into the single rider queue. It's only 5 minutes anyway, but I might as well do single rider because I'm on my own. That's quite nice detailing around the queue station building here. Got all the leaves and the sort of damaged corrugated iron. Mandrill Mayhem opened in 2023 as the headline attraction in Chessington's World of Jumanji expansion. This B&M shuttle wing coaster launches riders backwards at first, sending them up a 66-foot spike, then sending them forwards, boosting through the station and into a layout that sends riders upside down through an inline twist and circling around a huge jaguar statue, before stalling and rolling back, taking the course backwards. Emerging from the covered markets as I exit Mandrill Mayhem. That was a very bouncy ride. It was on row 5, so one of the better rows to be fair. You do get the benefit of the spike, you do get the nice lift out of the seat, but particularly doing the course backwards after the Jaguar turnaround, yeah, that was I mean, this has always been a bouncy ride, but that was particularly bouncy, so not sure what it was. Still pretty good fun. I still can't decide whether or not I think this was a great investment or a misplaced one. I guess we'll see how it all fits in with the new investments coming over the next couple of years, which is something we're going to look at shortly. But first of all, let's just show you around the World of Jumanji if you're not familiar with it. There are two other rides here too. We've got Ostrich Stampede, which is up here. And then there are also little puzzles and challenges you can find as you wander around the World of Jumanji. You can also hang out with this chap. He's just relaxing, hands on knees. Looks like he's just going to slap them and say right and get up and leave. And then down to the other side you have Mamba Strike, which is a classic funfair style Miami with a snake. And over here at Wild Asia, well, it's not going to be Wild Asia for much longer. This is closed for another season and a half as something new coming in 2027, and that something new is widely reported to be Minecraft. It looks like we're getting an indoor roller coaster thing to Minecraft. I'm not sure if that's 100% confirmed yet or still just speculation, but I think there's enough documents out there to suggest that Minecraft is where we're heading. So yeah, if that's something of interest to you, then let me know down below, because obviously it's a huge IP. But what do you think about Chessington going in such an intellectual property heavy direction? Is that going to lose some of its magic? I think to me it already kind of feels that way, but interested to know what you think. So as is often the case here at Chessington, Dragon's Fury is by far the longest queue in the park. I was going to give that a go. It's currently on 35 minutes, but everything else is on sort of 15 or less. So I'm going to go head down to Vampire first. It's its 35th year of operation this year, so let's go and wish it a happy birthday, shall we? Into the wild woods we go. Blood, blood, blood.
Blood. And bits of sick.
So Vampsy's on a 15-minute queue. Happy 35th birthday, Vampire. I hope you're not feeling too old and decrepit. Yeah, some really spooky, borderline vampiric gardening going on here. The audacity to plant plants. Clearly some signs here that something sinister's going on. Welcome to Chessington. Nah. Abandon all hope. And just subscribe to the channel. You may as well just give in now and do it. Just overheard someone in the queue call Maurice a skeleton on a piano. The disrespect. Vampire is a 35-year-old aerodynamic suspended coaster that's had the odd Vekoma tweak along the years. Standing at 70 feet tall and reaching speeds of 45 miles per hour, Vampire hangs riders below the track for a thrilling excursion through wild woods. So Vampire still sort of holds up. It is definitively a classic. 35 years old now, obviously aerodynamics these days with some Vekoma touch-ups. But it does have a bit of a rattle. It is showing signs of its age, so it's something to bear in mind. Hopefully it's still got plenty of life left in it, but I also wouldn't be shocked if Merlin, especially with what's going on here at Chessington these days, with just about everything getting pulled out and replaced with something with an IP, who knows, that could be a Teletubbies ride before you know it. I guess we'll find out, but it's a classic. I hope it stays. Anyway, it's really, really hot and humid now, so I'm going to dive inside to Gruffalo River Ride, eventually cool off for a bit, and maybe turn into a Gruffalo soldier. So here we are on Gruffalo River Adventure. They seem to be totally fine with people just whipping cameras out and stuff on here. That's all quite colourful in here today. Although I'm going backwards. Silly old owl. There's no such thing. So would you eat owl ice cream? Silly old owl. Oh, don't trust a snake, Mousy. You can never trust a snake. See? Proof. This is what happens when you trust snakes. You get shaken slightly and projected onto a glass screen. There he is. It's really hard to keep my gimbal trained on anything while this is spinning around. Oh no, he got the mouse. And you probably can't see it because it's quite dark, but we are stacking. There's probably 5 or 6 boats ahead of me. Yeah, they always seem to stack this section, I'm not sure why. It's a 10-minute queue, you can probably take a couple of boats off if you wanted to. So there are no projections working here, no audio, just slowly crawling up the lift hill to the sound of sort of incidental music. But even still, we're being instructed to smile. Here we go. Down the massive drop into the cool part of the ride. That he's peeking through there. Hey, the intensity. Oh, whoa. And this will cool me off. Oh, that's lovely. Is Snakey coming out? No, he's just sitting there, lazy. Oh, Ollie Owl up there. They made ice cream out of you earlier, mate. Don't put up with that. Look at the colours. And look, they're friends now. It was all a lesson in friendship, all along. Maybe the real journey was the friends they made along the way. Well, I adopted my Gruffalo stance, which is basically sitting in a tub, and went for a little ride on the Gruffalo's River Adventure there. It is a fun little dark ride, there's some cool bits in there. I did notice there's quite a few bits and bobs that weren't working. The projection, as we were all being stacked on that lift hill, wasn't working, so that's a bit boring. And yeah, a couple of the animatronics, like the snake didn't rise up like he's supposed to and things like that, so it's still cool. There's lots of cool little effects in there, and obviously if you're a fan or your kids are a fan of the Gruffalo, it's really good fun. But as is often the case with some of the Merlin attractions, there are just odd bits and pieces that don't always work, and it's a shame that that inconsistency's there. So I've just stopped in Captain's Fish and Chips for lunch. I've just placed an order. Like many places in Merlin Parks now, order is placed on a tablet. Menu's there. That means you do have to call over a member of staff if you wish to get a Merlin annual pass discount. I've just paid £5 for a Coke. £5 for a Coke. The world is going mad. And in total that meal came to £15.80, that's with 20% discount. So you probably look at over 20 quid if you want to eat here without the pleasure of a Merlin pass. That's probably too expensive, isn't it? So it came out very quickly, and this is how it's looking. It didn't come with tartar sauce, that's not included in a £20 fish and chip bill. Oh, Merlin. Well, that was very mid, and Aramark food is still horribly overpriced and incredibly average at best. And I mean, if you get an average meal, you've done quite well. I really hope Merlin ditch that contract soon, because there could be much better food at their theme parks. So a few ride closures to tell you about. Vampire's gone down since I rode it. Croc Drop, which I'm walking past now, also closed, and Tiger Rock, which is a shame because it's a really warm day. I was quite looking forward to getting a bit of a cool off. So instead what I'm going to do, I'll let my food go down by going for a little trip on Zufari. They have a new sequence here this year. The sort of cave bits had a bit of an update. So the sign quite clearly says Zufari is to the right, yet the entrance literally there. And here we are in base camp, where the animals are hiding behind a green screen. Let's go for a tour on Zufari.
As you continue on your journey, remember that all of our expedition vehicles have...
Hello, giraffes.
Giraffes! Wow!
Or, to use their scientific name, Camelopardalis.
They got their name because they look like a cross between a camel and a leopard.
The one on the left there kind of looks like a hydra giraffe. In fact, it looks like there's a pair of hydra giraffes.
Features on the planet.
Giraffes are pretty cool, aren't they? Look at him there,
6 meters.
chomping on a branch.
That's as tall as a house.
It's because he's the branch manager. So apparently giraffes only sleep for 5 minutes at a time, and as someone with insomnia, I can relate. Into the secret cave we go. That's all a little Pandora-esque in here. We're going to find some Na'vi in here. And while it does look cool, nothing actually happens. There used to be a big like waterfall effect or some sort of flooding going on in here. Now we just sort of stop and look at bioluminescent flowers for a bit, which is cool, but yeah. I'm never really sure what to make of Zufari, or those kind of safari jeep rides in general, wherever you are, because it is real pot luck as to where you sit if you see any animals. I was lucky enough to see the giraffes that time, which is cool, but everything else was on the other side, so you only got footage of giraffes, unfortunately, or fortunately if you love giraffes. It's okay. I mean, the problem is not a lot really happens. It's quite a slow boarding process as well, which, I mean, we're only sort of getting into a truck and pulling a bar down. It maybe shouldn't take so long to get going. The new cave section, it looks really cool. It's just that nothing really happens. You're just going and look at some bioluminescent plants and then drive off again. And I don't know, it feels like an event should happen in there to make a real finale for the experience. But there you go. It's a fun little ride. It's obviously quite relaxing, which is cool. And you get to see some animals. And that is what Paw Patrol construction looks like. Lots of rubble. Let's hope there's not actual dogs buried under there. That would be horrific. Right, let's go blast some tombs. 5-minute wait. Well, we're being evac'd. Hey. We'll add Tomb Blaster to the list of rides that are down. So we got right up to the station, and then it stopped and the announcement came over, and the recommendation was to exit the queue line. Then it kicked open the doors and lightness shone on all of us and we escaped the tomb. There we go. Let's go and find something that's open. So let's head into Land of the Tiger. See if Tiger Rock opened. I've got a feeling it didn't because it's all very quiet. In fact, you can't hear any water. Oh, that's completely shut, isn't it? There is absolutely nothing going on here. In fact, there are some guys over there working at the bottom of the drop. So, yep, looks like Tiger Rock's out of commission fully today. Troughs are empty, and I'm still hot. Boo! And it looks like even the tigers are down for maintenance. Not a big cat in sight. Well, the Dragon's Fury queue is looking a little bit lighter now, so I think I'm going to go and take that on next. That actually looks very short. Dragon's Fury is a Maurer spinning coaster that debuted at Chessington in 2004. It takes riders to a height of 51 feet before sending them spinning through a series of horseshoe elements, hills and turns, rotating the whole time. So that was a really fun ride on Dragon's Fury, and I think on balance my favourite roller coaster here. That was a wild one because it had the perfect weight distribution in the car, 3 in the car, one on one side, 2 on the other, so it span. And it span like a tornado. Yeah, that was really good. I enjoyed that. The only downside is where you smack the brakes at the end as it tries to readjust you and position you the right way as you enter back into the station. So you do get a hell of a thud there, but otherwise, really fun ride, and like I say, probably my favourite coaster here. Well, a cursory glance at the app, and apparently Croc Drop has reopened. So let's go and drop into a crocodile's mouth, hopefully survive the ordeal, and get some bird's eye views of the Paw Patrol construction site while I'm up there. That's on a 10-minute queue, not too bad, probably 2 or 3 cycles. Well, Crockery Droppery was okay, some nice bits of airtime there, still not spinning, don't know if they're ever going to resolve that issue or not. And some good views of the Paw Patrol construction. I can say that there's some track work being laid down there, some sort of foundations and a sort of layout of, I believe, the junior roller coaster that's being installed. Yeah, not much more to add other than that. It was dirt and rubble, but there we go. Anyway, I think I'm going to head into Rattlesnake to finish the afternoon here. It's on a 10-minute queue. Let's go for some wild mouse action around Mexicana. Subscribe to Coaster Wave, or the snake is going to do that. Rattlesnake is Chessington's Mexican wild mouse. Manufactured by Maurer, Rattlesnake has been sending riders through those hairpin turns since 1998 and has an ominous looking 49-foot structure. Despite only reaching a relatively low speed of 28 miles an hour, you feel all of it as you tackle those bends. Rattlesnake was okay, it was a walk-on, so that's a bonus. It's still a very janky ride. Feels out of place here these days, to be honest. I mean, you know, everything's kind of family IP, Gruffalo, Jumanji, all that sort of stuff, and then just snake-themed wild mouse. Well, there we go. It's all right. Quite like the shipwreck seating that they have here in Penguin Bay. And here are the penguins. I mean, it's a really warm day, guys. I'd be in that water if I were you. These ones got the right idea. Flapping around. Oh, we've got a race going on here. Who's your money on? Yep, I will take bets on illegal penguin racing. I've got no standards. Squirrel monkeys are actually the best. They do look like they've rolled in curry powder though, but I think that just enhances the image, personally. And I'd really like a squirrel monkey in my house. So if someone would like to make that happen, I'll give you free channel membership. I don't actually have channel membership. Little otter. And what he's saying is, you otter like the video. Otters are proper cool though, aren't they? As long as they don't sort of scratch your face off or something, they're brilliant. So that is Chessington World of Adventures in 2025. Now, is it worth paying the full entrance ticket? So obviously I'm a Merlin annual pass holder, so it's definitely worth coming here if you have an annual pass because it's included and you haven't got to pay for the car parking. I'm going to come to that in a minute because that has gone up. Your best price you're going to get for a single day ticket here is £29. You're then going to pay £12 to park your car if you don't come by public transport, and with that Merlin annual pass discount, the food here on park is also pretty damn expensive for not very high quality. So if you came in with a packed lunch, didn't have to park your car, I suppose it's just about worth coming here. Otherwise, I'd have to say, unless you're an annual pass holder, I would wait a couple of years for Minecraft and Paw Patrol, because then you're going to get a full resort offering and not this kind of half-baked attempt that we have currently. Now, obviously, there was also some ride downtime today. At one point, Vampire, Tiger Rock and Croc Drop were all closed. Croc Drop still isn't functioning as it should. Tiger Rock didn't open at all. So when you've already got a depleted ride lineup, it puts so much more emphasis on making sure the current rides are open and operational. So when they're not, it does massively take a hit on the resort's ride lineup. So those are things you need to consider. Personally, if I didn't have an annual pass, I probably would not come here this year. But if you have, you may as well. But what do you think? Let me know down below. Are you excited for all the new bits and pieces that are coming. I think obviously the potential for an indoor Intamin coaster would be awesome. But let me know what you think. Like the video if you could, I'd really appreciate that. I'm off to Thorpe Park now, so subscribe if you'd like to see me go and roast Ghost Train again. Roast Train? If you'd like to learn more about World of Jumanji, then I'll stick my review from the opening day up on the screen now. Alright, cheers, catch you next time.